Okay, so what I wanted to talk to you about this evening as we're kind of wrapping things up after such an amazing day. You know, we're living in this crazy time of uncertainty, right? Where there were just waves of panic and fear and worry across the globe. It is not just in the US, but it is across the globe. Makes my heart sad. And you know, research has shown us that time and time again, how detrimental stress, and I'm talking about like the everyday stressors in our lives, not a pandemic. A pandemic takes it to a whole new level, right? So just those everyday stressors in our lives and how detrimental that stress can be to us and to our health. So not only our emotional health, but our physical health. And so my question this evening to you is, how much are your emotions influencing and affecting your life, your happiness, your physical being? How much are your emotions affecting that? Now, I know that there's some of you that think that this is a little woo-hoo, but bear with me because I just might help you to see the other side. Who knows? I want to tell you a story. I grew up on a ranch. And when I was a kid, my cousins and my sister and I were playing. And we're playing out near the hay barn. Gnat is bothering me. Playing out near the hay barn, and I was running through the tall grass. And just as I was about to take my next step, there was a copperhead wound up, like, you know, in a coil. You guys know what I'm talking about? You know what a copperhead is, right? It's a poisonous snake, and we see way too many of them in the Midwest. So for those of you that maybe are in other parts of the country that don't know what that is, he is not a friend of mine. So now when I almost stepped on him, and it was like my foot is in the air, right? And I'm about to step down, and there he is, all coiled up. I like almost panicked. My heart was racing so hard, I thought it was going to come out of my chest. I could barely breathe. I was so afraid. Like, panic was setting in. And thankfully, it didn't freeze in place, but I turned and I ran as fast as I can. Don't know if that was the smartest thing to do, but that's what I did. Remember, you guys, nothing physical happened to me. That snake did not bite me. Nothing happened. I saw him and immediately I had fear. So I have this horrible fear of snakes. And these physical things happened to my body immediately. Like, there was no standing there thinking about it. Like, you guys, my heart was pounding. I was finding it difficult to breathe immediately when I saw that little guy, big guy. So I want you to do me a favor. I want you to think about the last time that you were really afraid. Maybe like I was with the snake. Maybe you have something else like that that causes you fear. Or maybe the last time you were angry or sad. So just take a second and honestly think about, how did you feel? Can you go back to that? I'm going to give you just a few seconds. So in that moment, or maybe following after you were angry, or you got sad news, or you were frightened, did you get tightness in your neck and your shoulders? Did you feel that? You know, that tense? Did you maybe get a knot in your stomach? Or even feel like somebody punched you in the gut? Maybe you got a headache. I know there have been times where I got really stressed out, and then, you know, within the next hour or so I had a headache. Or maybe like me with that snake, your heart was racing, or you found it hard to breathe for a little while. Those are all physical symptoms of that emotion that you were experiencing. So again, nothing physical happened to you, but you felt it physically. Things changed in your body. So stress is usually a little bit more subtle, and we don't often know that it's affecting us until the body starts to give us some signals. Those little hints that say, hey, wait a minute, Rhonda, I need some help here. Like maybe you don't sleep so well. Maybe you have a hard time going to sleep or a hard time staying asleep. Maybe you do what I call emotional eating. You kind of graze. Like you're not even hungry, but you're just eating. And it's an emotional thing when you really get down to it. Or maybe you have no appetite at all. Maybe, the stress level is such that you just don't even feel like eating. Maybe you get those headaches that I was talking about before, or you get that tightness in your shoulders, or in the back, in the lower back. Maybe you get that tenseness in your lower back. Maybe you're just really irritable for no apparent reason. Like there's really just nothing happening that you can put your finger on, but you know that you're irritable. You're kind of riding that roller coaster, that emotional roller coaster. Or what about the digestive issues? The worst time to eat is when we're upset. So those are just some signs that maybe, just maybe, we've got a little bit too much stress and our body's trying to get some help. So one of the things that I know in my experience that has helped me the most to get that under control are our essential oils. So just smelling an essential oil, just taking the bottle and just smelling it, just bringing it up slowly and smelling it. The molecules of the oil are so small that they go to the amygdala. They go to the part of the brain which is the emotional center of the brain. So it helps to calm us. It helps to release emotional blocks. It helps us with focus. Helps us to be more aware of what's going on around us, to be more attentive. So there are a lot of benefits to that. Or I could just do this, just a drop. Just activate it here in my hand and then put it on. Just put it on. And the oil that I'm putting on right now is one that I'm really, really drawn to lately, and it's Cistus. How many of you, it's heavenly. How many of you use Cistus? Now, Cistus in the Bible is known as Rose of Sharon, but when we purchase it from Young Living, it's known as Cistus. So let's talk about, we're talking about all of the panic and the worry and the stress and the fear and all of that. So you're probably going, okay, Rhonda, that's great, but what do I do about that? Well, there are some things, some oils that I know, Cistus being one of them, that works really well to help reduce the energy that we're taking in. It helps to deflect negative energy. So if we can stop taking that in or being affected by that so much, that's a win for us. So doing all the things that I just did, putting it behind your ears, putting it across your shoulders and your neck, inhaling it, putting it over your heart, putting it over the forehead. Those are all great things to do with any of these oils. Amazing things actually to do. And I love putting oils over my ears because did you know that we have points on our entire body on our ears and we also have emotional points on our ears. So if you cover your ears really well with these oils, that's going to go a long, long way. So I also love pairing affirmations when I use an oil. And so I'm going to give you some ideas of some things that you can use. I'm also going to give you some ideas of some affirmations because they synergize each other. The oils and the affirmations are both powerful and they will synergize each other. Because right now, we want to put out as much good energy into the world as possible, right? We want to help not only ourselves, but we want to help all of our brothers and sisters in the world right now. So one of the things that we're dealing with a lot, as I said, is fear. Anybody know anyone that's dealing with fear right now? So some oils that we can use. Oh, wait, just a second. Before I go into fear, sorry, back up a minute. Cistus, let's talk about deflecting negative energy. Cistus is one of my favorites. Another one that I just don't even want to be without is white angelica. You guys, everybody I think should be using one of these oils or both of them every day. Imagine what a shift we could have in the world really quickly if we started doing some prayers, affirmations, oils, all of the things, right? Then another one is highest potential. Great blend. Just think about the name. Three wise men. And again, we're talking about, keeping our energy strong and healthy and deflecting some of that negative stuff that's out there. Magnify your purpose. Oh my gosh. Highest potential and magnify your purpose, you guys. Wow. Powerhouses. And then valor. Everybody loves valor, right? We know how energetically balancing that is. So those are some that we could just use on purpose every single day for us to help keep our energy balanced and help to deflect negative energy from other people. So now let's talk about the fear, because I bet you we all know people who are dealing with fear. Some blends that you could use would be acceptance, right? Gentle baby, gratitude, hope, joy, release, and Sarah. Those are all great choices right now to use if we're dealing with fear. And an affirmation that we could use while we're using any of these oils would be, I trust. So I could take my acceptance and I might want to put that over my heart. I might want to breathe that in, and I just might say, I trust, I trust, I trust, as I keep breathing it. But we want to say it out loud at least 3 times. So try that. Be very intentional when you put your oils on with what you want them to do. Gary always taught us that. Always. He taught us to be very intentional. So I pray that you are choosing to do that. How about hopelessness? There's a lot of hopelessness right now. People are feeling that. So Christmas spirit. Oh my goodness. What a lift to our hearts, right? Christmas spirit. How about dream catcher? Egyptian gold. Hope. Hope is phenomenal. Inspiration and motivation. Any or all of those we could use on purpose to combat that feeling of hopelessness, because none of us are hopeless. None of us. That is a lie above all lies. And how about the affirmation of I have hope or I am hopeful? Either of those totally will work. So use them and teach your kids to do this. Teach your children and your grandchildren and your nieces and your nephews and your neighbors. Teach those kids to do this on purpose while they're young, and they will just go with that as they get older. How about loneliness? That's another biggie right now. Acceptance, again, is huge. Believe. How about forgiveness? Oh my gosh, you guys, forgiveness is such a powerful blend. Shutron. Idaho Blue Spruce is the main oil in there. Whew, what a powerhouse. And Trauma Life. An affirmation to pair with those for hopelessness would be I am secure or I am safe. Either of those would be amazing. And how about stress? So just everyday stress, right? Bergamot. Oh, bergamot is phenomenal for that. Peace and calming. Oh, I get calm just thinking about it. Peace and calming is with me everywhere I go. Rutavala, another amazing one. Stress away. Can't not use stress away. And how about tranquil? We can pair that with I am peaceful as our affirmation. So one more category that I want to talk about is worry. So much of that right now for so many different reasons. And worry doesn't change anything, you guys. Worry just adds to the emotional toxicity that we are dealing with, and it adds to the stress level that's on our bodies. So how about envision? Who loves to use envision? Envisioning the future, envisioning your life as you desire it to be, envisioning healing for the world, whatever that looks like for you. Evergreen essence. You guys, grab that oil. I know a lot of us got it when it came available a few months ago. Get that oil out and get to using it. Anoint yourselves. Anoint people in your family, in your home with oils. Release. Release. I love using release around the navel. It's phenomenal. And making your affirmation of I have faith. I have faith. I have faith. And then ylang ylang as a single oil. Great oils. Did I say Ula Faith? I don't remember if I said that or not, but that's another phenomenal one to use. So how many of you are ready to kick the stress, the worry, the panic, the hopelessness, the loneliness, all those things to the curb? So while you may not be experiencing all of those, that energy is in the universe. So let's, number one, protect ourselves, and let's put a different energy out. There are a couple other things that I want to share with you really quickly that are easy to incorporate and we know are powerful to help us to stay emotionally healthy. Let's begin our day with gratitude. Right from the get-go, maybe before you ever get out of bed, start your day with gratitude. So I'm going to just toss this out as food for thought. What if you only had today what you were grateful for on purpose, intentionally grateful for yesterday? What would tomorrow look like for you? I'm going to say that again. If we only had tomorrow what we were intentionally grateful for today, what would tomorrow look like for us? Journaling. We know that writing things down, putting our thoughts and our feelings on paper is powerful. It is therapeutic. There is so much research that shows us that. It helps us also to recognize unhealthy patterns or habits. And we can change patterns and we can change habits. We can reprogram what's going on in our brain. We totally can do that. So my prayer, my intention, my desire would be that we would all, as Team YL, intentionally become a part of the solution to what's happening in the world right now, rather than adding to the negativity. So do not post negative stuff in social media. Do not do that. Those people that are out there shaming other people and judging other people, we do not want to be a part of that. That's not who we are. Our opinions need to just be what they are, and we need to stay in a space of love and grace and let people do what they need to do and know that we're safe and quit being afraid. So, who's with me? Who will choose to intentionally shift the energy that is in our universe right now at this point in time and going forward so that we can end this so much faster? So much faster. So I just speak blessings and health and abundance to all of you. And I thank Sonia for inviting me to come and share with you today. It's been an honor and a privilege. Many blessings.